One of my favorite things about the BlackBerry KEY2 I carry every day is the neat little capacitive magic trick that lets its keyboard double as a trackpad. And for the longest time, I thought BlackBerry had the lockdown on this stuff. Well, turns out I was wrong. Lenovo has a keyboard that works just like it. Except instead of a smartphone, it's a remote control for your PC. And instead of costing over $600, it costs less than $50. The Lenovo 500 Multimedia Controller isn't actually all that new. It was announced at CES over a year ago, but was delayed for a while due to, well, something Lenovo didn't want to go into in our correspondence. That's fine. It arrived in my studio a few days ago, and just to jump right to the conclusion here, if I still had a roommate who kept a big gaming PC hooked up to the living room TV, I'd have already bought one of these. That's the target consumer here, someone who uses a computer as a media center for the home. Instead of keeping a full-size wireless keyboard and mouse around for entering passwords or browsing music or movies, this thing is both. Here's how it works. You plug in the 2.4 GHz dongle into your PC's USB port. Windows recognizes the pad just like any peripheral, and you're off to the races. Single-finger scrolling moves your mouse pointer, 2 fingers lets you scroll lists, 3 fingers gets you multitasking, and pinch to zoom works too. I mentioned BlackBerry at the top, and in fact, those guys could take some notes from the execution here. Granted, Lenovo has a lot more acreage to work with, but the scrolling responsiveness is definitely smoother than I get on my KEY2. You can single-finger tap to left-click and 2-finger tap to right-click, or if you want, you can pull a manual override and use the big buttons at the bottom. For typing, the keys themselves take a little getting used to because they don't travel as much as you might expect. They're metal dome switches. And unfortunately, they're not backlit. But they are well spaced, and the whole pad is pretty comfortable to hold thanks to the total absence of right angles. The soft touch paint job is nice too, but it's starting to show skin oil stains after just like a day, so don't expect this to stay looking new for long. Lenovo says the 500 Multimedia Controller can go up to 8 months on 2 AAA batteries. There's no way for me to test that until March of 2019 or so, but I can verify that the company's range claims do hold up. This thing still worked 65 feet away from its target PC in my testing. Oh, and I've been saying PC this whole time because Lenovo only guarantees support for Windows, but when I plugged it into my MacBook Pro just for kicks, it turns out macOS likes it just fine too. Just keep in mind that some of the function keys on the top row won't work as advertised. I haven't used anything like this before, so it's tough for me to give context. A quick search for alternatives uncovered the Dell Candy Board, which is about the same price and has the bonus of a backlight, but it's definitely more of a full keyboard than a remote. In my experience, the Lenovo 500 is probably the best merger of keyboard and mouse that I've seen outside of a proper laptop computer. If it was more expensive, I'd say, hey, stick with your smartphone as your surrogate controller. But look, I don't get to review a lot of inexpensive stuff, so forgive my excitement. For $42, I think it's a no-brainer if you're trying to simplify your living room PC experience. I'd say buy it. This video is brought to you by TunnelBear. True story, it's the first VPN I ever used, and I'm genuinely glad to sponsor it. TunnelBear lets you browse the web safely on a public hotspot, which I'm on frequently, and it lets you do it with the flick of a switch. TunnelBear even opened itself up to an independent audit to prove it's keeping its security promises. Mainly though, I gotta be real, I'm here for the mascot. Help support MrMobile, secure your browsing for the next 2 years, and save almost 60%. Hit the links in the description to secure your special deal on TunnelBear. And thanks. Folks, this is MrMobile's second foray into home tech in as many weeks. If you want to see what I had to say about the newest Google Home device, be sure to check my YouTube channel at TheMrMobile, and please subscribe while you're there. Until next time, thanks for watching, and stay mobile, my friends.